friends. Thank you guys for joining us today for the Outdoor Gear Review. I am your host, Luke. Today we are going out for just a little bit of hiking out in the backcountry. We're going to be going to Doughton Park, North Carolina. It's up close towards the Virginia border. It's about a 7,000 acre area of just beautiful land, gorgeous views. And we're going to be pretty isolated and alone. And that's exactly what I need. It's been a pretty busy last couple of weeks. I'll tell you guys more about it later. But it's a beautiful day to get out. The temperatures are just right. It's going to be about 60 degrees today. And I need a good adventure. So basically we're just going to be doing some hiking. And we're going to go find a nice secluded spot down by the river, by the lake. By the creek, and have some lunch. So, sounds pretty good to me. This is one of my favorite spots during the summertime to come up to and take photos of thunderstorms and passing storms and stuff like that. You can see why. I mean, you can literally see for hundreds of miles, especially on the clearest of days. Right now it's a little bit hazy. It's not too bad, but all right. We'll hop back inside the Titan here. Keep on trucking. Check this out, guys. Turkeys! Quite a few of them, too. Turkeys are awesome. Bye, guys. We're now getting pretty close to our destination. We got about another 15-minute drive. But I wanted to show you. Check out that cool barn and the house back there. Very, very cool. One thing that I love to do is storm chase. And I usually come out here and I'll chase storms in the summertime. And I've caught some amazing footage out here. Some great photos. I'll share them with you guys. But I think it was last year. No, it was the year before, when I had my Tacoma. I was chasing thunderstorms out this direction, and they became severe, and then they became tornadic. And they dropped a tornado just a little bit to our east, but I was caught in the tail end of the storm. It was incredible. But as I was driving along and the storms had passed, and the sun was beginning to set, the most amazing sunset I've ever seen. And it's those certain types of sunsets that only after a storm, that you'll get them. And there's this beautiful barn further down the road here on top of this hill. And it basically, like, the sky was like red and yellow with these patchy little clouds. It was definitely one of the most amazing, gorgeous sunsets I've ever seen. And the barn itself was like a silhouette against the sky. I'll post the picture in the video. Definitely one of my fondest memories. I mean, it was just one intense moment after another, and then of course it's just like the most amazing sunset I've ever seen. So a very, very cool experience. But yep, we're getting pretty close. I got a couple more stops to show you guys along the way, and we'll actually be going past the trailhead from where we're going to hike at. I want to show you guys, get on top of this mountain and show you guys really the type of terrain that we're going to be hiking in today. How awesome is that? It's like a gigantic bonsai tree. Check out that sweet Titan, guys. I think burns gas like no one's business. But we are very, very close to our destination now. Thought I'd get out and show you guys this nice little overlook here. Let's see. maybe if we could zoom in on this. Let's see here. It's hard for me to see. Right there, that is Stone Mountain, North Carolina. That's another park. Very, very awesome place. Very beautiful. If you guys want to check that out at some point in time, you will definitely be glad that you did. We're about 3,300 feet. Right up here is a graveyard. Some super, super old graves in there. Basically just stones sticking in the ground. Pretty awesome. And there are coyotes all over the place out here. One night it was really foggy and rainy and we're hiking around, can't see much. And they basically had us surrounded. There was at least 2 or 3 packs of them. We weren't scared. Well, I wasn't scared, to be honest. A friend of mine, now he was scared to death. I'd call him, try to get him to come to us. It was funny. But right up here on our right is where we're going to be parking and beginning our trip at. But I'm going to drive down the road here, and just so I can show you guys more of the terrain and where we're going to be hiking at. This is the Bluff Mountain overlook. And it is beautiful here. I was talking about the coyotes that are out here. And there's definitely a good population of them. Last year, I came out here and I set up my trail camera over here in the field, and I caught a couple. I'll post the pictures. Man, they are huge out here. We are basically heading down into this valley. We'll be going all the way down. There's a creek that runs all the way through the middle of this, and we'll be hitting that up here shortly. This is where we are headed. This is the Doughton Park backcountry area. Okay, we're gonna suit up and get ready. Got an extra knife here. Kershaw blade. Can't remember the model exactly, but fantastic knife. I'll make sure to post it in the comments under the description or whatever, what model this is. Fantastic knife. Okay, guys. Okay, today we have, oh, that hawk is huge. He just flew over and his shadow just blocked out the sun. He's a big boy. But this is the Arc'teryx assault pack. It's part of the load-bearing rucksack from the United States Marine Corps. Fantastic bag. Actually, you know, for the longest time, I actually didn't like this bag. And then, and my main gripe with it was that there was no hip belt. And it turns out there is a hip belt. I just didn't know it, but it was buried inside the backing of this pack in here. So, with the hip belt, it makes it a whole lot more comfortable. Turning on the GPS now, get that ready. Getting out my knife. This is just a simple Mora Classic 2 knife with a leather sheath. The leather sheath came from the Pathfinder school. It was super cheap. Seems like it was less than 20 bucks. Yeah. So is the knife. You can't beat that. That's a fantastic bushcrafting knife. Less than 20 bucks. Sheath, less than 20 bucks. So I'll put that on. Once we stop at camp and break camp for our lunch today, I'll show you everything I got in my bag. Put my knife on here. I don't like walking around with my knife on if I'm not actually hiking. Because it weirds people out, to be honest with you. We are ready to rock and roll now. It's a beautiful day. I hiked this a couple years ago. I guess it was about 2 years ago when I was out here last. I did not hike the entire trail because this trail is actually a pretty long one. It basically goes down the mountain and forms a V with another trail and comes back up further down the road here. And it's a long one. When I hiked this a couple of years ago, it was after some pretty heavy rain, a couple days worth of rain. And I came to a creek. And it was rocking and rolling. There was no way to cross it safely. So basically I just stopped, ate lunch, and hoofed back. And I remember that creek being so beautiful. What a beautiful little spot. And basically that's where we're going to head to today. We're going to start a small fire, and we're going to cook some lunch. And I'm going to show you guys what I got in my sack here. So it's going to be awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's get our pack on and get started. The Doughton Park backcountry area. Permit required for camping, horseback or foot travel only. Of course, this is operated by the Blue Ridge Parkway National Park Service. This is another side trail. This is part of the Mountain to Sea Trail and the Bluff Mountain Trail. If you guys don't know what the Mountain to Sea Trail is, basically it's a trail that goes from western North Carolina in the mountains, and you can take it all the way to the coast. How cool is that? I believe this trail is called the Grassy Gap Trail, something like that. If I remember my mileage correctly, I believe we have about a 5-mile trek in front of us. It's 5 miles down, 5 miles back up. It's definitely pretty steep, but it's beautiful, and we're in the middle of nowhere. Love it. Look at this. Okay, we hit another fork in the road, so to speak. You can continue on with the Mountain to Sea Trail this way, or you could take the Bluff Mountain Trail this way, but we're not going that direction. We are going to be heading this way. It's pretty nice. We have a pretty good trail to follow. It's an old logging road. So, my friends, this is Doughton Park. This is the backcountry portion of it. For you guys that don't know, Doughton Park is roughly 7,000 acres of beautiful land. It's absolutely gorgeous. There are lots and lots of different trails. I'm not exactly sure how many miles worth of trails, but it's definitely days worth of hiking out here. And you can camp out in the backcountry if you get a permit from the Park Service. There is a ranger station right down the road here, which you can get it at. It'd be interesting to see with the sequester how they're going to limit this park system. I know they are going to be cutting back. The budget's been cut, so I don't know if that means there'll be less rangers out here, if they'll open the campgrounds this year. There are campgrounds further down the road on the parkway if you want to stay in an actual campsite. But here with the Doughton Park backcountry, back in 2007, there was a Boy Scout group that came out here, and one of the boys went missing. He was 12 years old, and he went missing for 3 days. Luckily, they found him alive. The temperatures didn't get very cold. I think they were lows in the 40s, so he was very, very lucky. I'm not exactly sure how he got lost. The father, I was reading about this last night, he said that the son got homesick and basically decided to take his mess kit, take his Pringles, hike up to the road, and hitchhike home. That's kind of funny. But with the Boy Scouts, my only problem is, with the Boy Scouts, it's supposed to be the buddy system. You know, you don't leave anybody behind. And apparently, they just left this kid sleeping in his tent and decided to go hiking and left him by himself. So, kind of odd. Shouldn't have happened. But stuff like that does. Especially in national parks. Children go missing all the time. And sometimes it's under some very odd circumstances. I'll have to find the books. There's 2 books about missing people in national parks. And it is wild. Absolutely wild. Definitely a good read. As I was walking by here, I just happened to notice a pile of coyote poop. It's pretty old. It's not fresh by any means. But like I said before, there's definitely a lot of them out here. Pretty nice trail. All in all, very good shape. It doesn't look like there's been many people out here. I'm definitely not seeing any horse trails or any footprints for that matter. I've seen a couple animal tracks, seen a couple coyote and some deer. When you're out hiking by yourself, either if you're just going out for a day hike or maybe doing a solo backpacking trip, you got to be very diligent about your surroundings. You know, each step is the most important step. You know what I mean? You can consider my situation right now. I'm pretty out in the middle of nowhere. I'm definitely not in the most isolated of places. I know that if I got hurt for some reason and I was able to crawl, I can crawl on top of this mountain here and be out on a road. But, I mean, if I broke my leg, I'm already a couple miles in on my trek. I'd be in a lot of trouble. Or, if God forbid something else happened, definitely, when you go out, you can enjoy the beauty of the land, but you make sure you watch every single step, because that one step, each step, is the most important one. I'll definitely show you guys what I got in my pack once we break for camp. Something's come through here and tore up the ground, but like in this pack here, you could pretty much say that it's a bushcrafting camp bag. I'm sorry, I got distracted staring at the ground. But yeah, you could say that this is definitely my bushcraft bag today. I've got everything I need in here to make it for several days if I need to. But like I was saying, anytime that you go out, especially solo, you just have to be prepared for the inevitable. You know, be prepared for a catastrophe, an accident, because that's real life right there. You know, as the saying goes, shit happens, and it does happen, and it will happen. So you just have to be prepared and have the knowledge to handle that situation. We're a couple miles in now on our trail, and already we come up to our first stream. Looks like a pretty good rushing of water. You could definitely hear it a long time before you see it. But that's definitely one of the perks of being in the mountains. There's no lack of water around here. I did come across some horse poop. So somebody's been out here semi-recently. It could definitely be months old. It's definitely not fresh. So just another thing to keep in mind when you're out here. Starting to warm up pretty nicely. It's about 11 o'clock now. Check out the stream down there. Nice bit of running water coming down off the mountain. Very nice. There are countless streams and creeks out here. They are absolutely everywhere. Even though this is the backcountry, you still have to remember that this is all cattle land above us here. So it would probably be a mistake to drink this water without disinfecting it some sort of way. Today I brought with me some purification drops, not the tablets. Yeah, I'll show them to you guys later. I'm sure we'll have to go fill up on some water on our way down here. I absolutely love old trails like this. I think they are very, very cool. Especially here along the Blue Ridge Parkway. The parkway is famous for some of its rock work. Ah, this is interesting. Someone's been out here fairly recently. These, that's not too old. This must have come down during one of the heavy rainstorms we had maybe 2 months ago. But yeah, that's pretty fresh. Check out this cool vine. This thing is a monster. Goes behind the tree, comes back out, keeps on going. Look at that. Disappears up there somewhere. So far, this has been one easy hike. I love hiking downhill, let me tell you. Especially the older that I get, the more fun that is. We'll make incredible time going down. We'll definitely have to take our time coming back up. It is still winter after all. Even though today is a gorgeous day, I still don't want to get soaking wet with sweat. Already I'm starting to get pretty warm. I'm not sweating though. I'll probably stop at a pretty spot, take the sweater off, and continue on. But, look at the sweet view. Isn't that gorgeous? Check out those vines, man. They are awesome. Huh. Now this becomes a viney mess. And I mean, the entire tree is covered in it. All the way up to the very top. It's time to get a sip of water. And it's time to take this off. Oh man. It is simply getting too warm right now. Let's see. Put this in here for later. I was just thinking as I was hiking along here, kind of looking around on the ground, that I need to start looking for some tinder bundle makings. Yeah, we're going to start a small little fire today for our lunch. Oh, we do have cell phone service. But yeah, we're going to be cooking over a little fire next to the creek today. Let's see here. It says that it's going to rain tomorrow with a chance of thunderstorms. A high of 61 degrees. Woo! Thunderstorms. I might have to get out and chase some. I love storm chasing. I tell you what, it is an absolute rush. If you guys have never done it before, give it a shot. It's a ton of fun. And if you have a digital camera, a DSLR, those are the very best for taking lightning shots. If anybody has any questions on how to do it, let me know, and I'll tell you everything you need to know and all the gear that you need for it. It's not very complicated. It's more about luck than anything else. Definitely luck. You also need to know how to basically just understand the weather. Weather maps, you need to know how to read them so you can see what fronts are doing what and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's fairly easy to do. I've gotten some amazing photos. I've won a couple of awards, which is pretty cool. I've been on the news a number of times for my photography, so that's pretty cool. Beautiful valley floor. Keep on heading down, 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 and down. We have two creeks here coming off the mountain. We have a stream over here. It's coming this way. It's converging right here, going down this direction. And we have another one. It's coming through here. It's a lot of water, like I said before. Definitely no shortage of water in these parts. That's pretty cool by itself, but look at this. Okay. There's our water, our creek. Beautiful. But look at this. This is actually two different sources feeding into one right here. You have water coming through here and water from here. We're looking at temperatures right now in the high 50s. There's a slight breeze. Feels wonderful. It really is nice. We're continuing to go down in elevation here. We're following the creek to our right. Just down, down, down. We're getting fairly close to where we'll stop and start cooking our lunch now. It's pretty nice because I'm hungry. We're just kind of bushwhacking it right now, heading through the woods a little bit, get away from the trail, find a good spot to break camp. That is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Trying to head up through the woods. That is exactly what I wanted when I thought about this trip. Coming out and having a little fire next to the creek. Huh. What do you guys think about this little spot? Huh. I don't think it gets any better than that. This is perfect. All right. I think this is a pretty good spot. Kick back, break camp. We'll get a little fire going here and get some lunch going. I'm pretty hungry. I got a pretty good assortment of food with me today. Got a good source of water. Excellent. Cannot ask for a better spot. It is absolutely beautiful. I'll show you guys what I got in my bag while I'm at it. Of course, I got the canteen. I've got my Garmin GPS right here. This is my cook set right here. Let's see. Got my bottle opener, or holder, basically. If I needed to, I could string a line or stick a stick in the ground and stick this in my bottle and have it over the fire and boil water. I could also use this with my cup if need be. For my stove, it's like a little cover that I can set down so I can set my pots or whatever I need to on it. I've got my Aquamira treatment drops. Basically, for 1 quart of water, it's really, really simple. You take bottle A and B, 7 drops each, into the cap, and you let that sit for 5 minutes. That'll interact with each other, and then it'll turn yellow, and it's ready to use. Very, very simple. You put that in with your water, close the lid, shake it up, and in 30 minutes, you have absolutely safe, clean drinking water. Even the flavor is not too bad. Okay, I got some more water here in my bottle. There we go. This is a 25-ounce cup. Got the butterfly handles on it. Basically, this is my stove right here. I can start a little fire, put that on it. I can set my cup on it, put the grate on this. Super simple, nothing to it. And I really like this kit because it all goes together really nicely. And this is all from the Pathfinder school. You guys may know Dave Canterbury from Dual Survivor. Pretty cool guy. He's got a good channel. I think it's the Pathfinder School LLC, maybe, something like that. Look it up. But really good prices on his stuff. I really like that guy. You know, he really is what I would consider the common guy, the common man. You know, so it's like the stuff that they offer, very good prices. You know, it's not gonna cost you an arm and a leg. Anyway, that's what we'll be cooking with. So we'll set that to the side here. Nothing else in there. Of course, you've already seen my knife. It's the Mora Classic 2. That's not number 2. I got a leather sheath from the Pathfinder School. Okay. I've got, basically this is just a camera bag. I got an additional digital camera in there. I've got a ton of batteries just in case I need them. This is my fire kit. And I'll show you more about this later in detail when we're starting our fire. I've got a couple things that I'm testing out today. And I've got a washcloth and my spork, titanium spork. So, let's put that back in there for now. Okay. So, for the main pocket, I've got a piece of bubble wrap. This is actually part of a big padded infloat, and I carry this around in my pack just in case I'm going to be sitting on a wet log or some wet moss, just like this, and I can sit on it without getting my butt wet. So, that's pretty nice. We talk about cheap. I don't know where this came from. My wife ordered something. So, I got a Mountain Deer sweater right here. Super nice and warm, very comfortable. Just a polyester moisture wicking t-shirt. I figured just in case I get too hot, you know, I'll put that on. Alright, I've got the Seal Tarp one. This is just a just-in-case shelter. They're calling for rain later tonight, and I figured might as well bring this along just in case. The weather here, you never know how that's going to work out. And if I needed stakes or anything, I didn't bring any, but I would just use what nature provides. For cordage, I got some 550 cord. In the future, I'll probably be replacing this with some bank line. I just haven't got around to ordering it. This is just 550 cord's amazing. There's no doubt about it, but with bank line, it's a lot smaller package. And in some situations, it's better. Let's see, this is just an odd and ends kit. I've got toilet paper, I've got my first aid kit in here, I've got my headlamp and some extra batteries for it. I've got extra batteries for the GPS just in case they happen to run out. And last and least, we have my food kit. We've got cheese crackers, we've got granola bars, some type of other bar. We do have our lunch in here, which we have a summer sausage, which is going to be freaking awesome. And we got some Spanish rice and some dried vegetables that we'll add to it. Yeah, this is going to be delicious. So, let's go ahead. That's everything I got in my bag. Basically. Okay there, amigos. I'm going to show you guys my fire kit here. I purchased these little netted bags off of Amazon. And I got like 4 or 5 of them, all different sizes, which is really, really cool and really, really convenient. I don't like my gear floating around in my backpack, and I'm not a big fan of lots of pockets either. I like one big rucksack, mostly. And so these really come in handy for keeping all of your stuff together. Thought I was going to say a bad word, didn't you? But anyway, so in this I have, I'll show you this guy's last, a lighter in a Ziploc bag, just in case, surefire way of making fire, naturally. I have a windscreen, just in case I need it. I will be using this as a lid to my cup. on making our rice. I have a fuel cube. I have a fire striker. And I have one of the largest ferro rods I have ever seen. This thing is about 5 inches long, 4 inches long, something like that. What do I know about measuring stuff, you know what I mean? I'm a guy. Anyway, it's a 1/2 inch. This thing's a monster. And it will shower some sparks. That's for sure, certain. I got that off eBay, super cheap. If you guys need a link to one, let me know. But what I have in here, you guys may know, this is a ferro rod, a magnesium stick, where you shave it off a little bit, then use the striker, and sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But anyway, a magnesium stick. I have one, and I like the magnesium part. I didn't like the striker on it. It just never worked very well. It's a real cheap piece of crap. But what I've done is I have taken the time and I have shredded that entire magnesium stick. And basically what I have now, I got a bag of this stuff. So I have a whole little cup full of magnesium shavings. Anyway, so I'm going to be putting that on my fire here to get it going. But anyway, I just wanted to test that out today, since I did take the time to shred that damn thing. It took forever too. But yeah, just a little container, watertight. Keep that in there. Can't go wrong. Okay guys, we've got our bundle, a little fire pit right here. Just about ready to go. What I want to do is take some of these sticks, even though they're pretty dry on their own, and I want to kind of cut them up. I want lots of surface area for the fire to catch to. And these little sticks probably won't catch on their own easily. So if we break them apart, yeah, that'll do a whole lot better. So I'll just get a bunch of these sticks kind of ready. Having a nice sharp knife really is important. And the Mora tube is definitely a sharp little knife. Can't go wrong with it. Okay. Here's our magnesium. Oops. Okay. A little bit goes a long way, especially if your tinder is nice and dry. We are doing this on wet sand, basically, so, you know, you'll have to have all your goodies ready to rock and roll, because this will burn very, very quickly here. So, let's do this. There we go. Now that is some intense heat. Okay. Basically what I'm going to do here, keep throwing the small stuff on here. Now that we actually got some heat going here, we can start building up our fire some. Basically, now I'm kind of going to the teepee sort of thing. We do have a little bit of wind blowing off of the water there, of course. It's a given, basically. So now we have our fire going pretty good. We have an infinite supply of firewood. Little sticks and twigs all over the place. So just a little bit more, we'll be ready to start cooking. And we're not going to be building a big fire by any means. So basically, guys, what we're going to do here is, I've got this stick stuck in the ground, right? I got my bottle hanger in my cup, which I'm going to fill with water. And I'm just going to kind of sit that over the fire, like so. And then we'll start cooking away. Ha! Awesome. This is what we'll be using as the makeshift lid to my cup. So oil nice and good. That'll work. It don't have to be perfect. There's enough air coming off the creek there that I'm just going to make a makeshift windscreen basically around this fire. It's not going to be anything too fancy. It's going to be very rustic, and I mean, it's not going to keep out all the air. Very simple makeshift windscreen. Stuck the sticks in the ground basically, and then I put a couple of these rocks behind them. We'll stick a couple more rocks right there. Alright. Got another rock here. Our fire is doing awesome. Our water is pretty much boiling now. And basically what I'm going to do is cut up some of this summer sausage. Ooh boy, that's a big old sausage right there. Basically, oh yeah, I am going to stick that in my soup that I'm making. Take the rind off. Stick that in here. The grease and the oil and the fat in this summer sausage is fantastic for your blade. It'll keep it from rusting. Okay, so our water, it's moving pretty good. We have the meat in the water now, and now it's time to put in. It's our Spanish rice with our dried vegetables and stuff like this. So even with the summer sausage, we're getting a pretty healthy meal that includes protein. Yeehaw! Now that looks awesome, doesn't it, guys? Check that out. Oh, that smells delicious too. We got about 7 minutes of this. I think the fire's probably good. We probably don't need to put any more wood on there. Okay, guys. I just want to show you one more time how I set this up, just in case you guys might want to do the same in the future. You can see that I just basically created a little fort around my fire here and just stuck the sticks in the dirt, and then I took these rocks and placed them behind them as a makeshift windscreen. And as you guys can see, that thing is just bouncing away. It's cooking. Those sticks down there are about to burst into flames. That's why they're smoking some. But Yeah, nice and easy. We are done, I believe. Oh yeah. That is delicious. And guys, that was super simple to make here. And see, I can take off the cup holder, the bottle holder, nice and easy, and just set that to the side. And look at what we got. Tell me that doesn't look delicious. That looks freaking awesome. And our fire is pretty much done. We'll let it burn itself out. All right, guys. We are now ready to sit down and eat. This looks, smells, and tastes absolutely amazing. I didn't realize it until now that I'm a chef, apparently. If you guys happen to want this recipe, let me know, and I'll make sure to post it, because this is freaking awesome. It is super hot, but it is great. It's about 1 o'clock now. Not a bad trip, you know. We have to make it up on top of the mountain. That is straight uphill. That's definitely going to be a tough trek, I'm sure. If I remember correctly, I was pretty tired after I got done. It's about 5 miles straight up. Let's see. Oh yeah. We're at 2,200 feet right now, so we've dropped about 1,000 feet in elevation in just 4 or 5 miles. So, yeah. We got some work to do ahead of us, but luckily we have a good meal, good company, of course, a beautiful day, no doubt about it. Oh man. I have to say that I'm very impressed with the quality of the merchandise that I got from the Pathfinder School. Both the cup, the stove, and the canteen here is just fantastic. Everything's well thought out. I really like it. Last night when I was preparing for this trip, and I decided that I was going to bring the Mora No. 2 knife, one thing that I discovered is that the blade here is really rounded. So if you wanted to use that with your ferro rod and shower some sparks, it doesn't work. It's too rounded to scrape it off of the rod, you know. So I think this weekend, I think it's actually supposed to rain this weekend. So maybe next week, I'm gonna get out the grinder, and I'm gonna grind the back end of this and make it a very sharp angle, and that way be able to shave some sparks off. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I might make a video when I do that. I'm sure some of you guys might find that interesting. If anybody's a fan of Mora like I am, they may want to do the same thing to their knives. I really like this leather sheath I got from the Pathfinder School for the Mora too. It also supports a number of different Moras. It works with the Swedish military steel Mora. Just in case you're wondering. You know, I'm thinking that we're getting pretty close to bear time. Spring is around the corner, and soon they'll be waking up from hibernation. I've never had any problems with black bears though, even though I've seen them more times than I could possibly count. Never had any issues, but they are starting to wake up though. On Facebook, for our area. Someone started like a local information, road conditions sort of page, and someone posted a gigantic bear track that was left in his yard, and freaked him out pretty good because, I mean, he had a small yard, so there was a bear passing through. But so yeah, they're definitely starting to wake up, definitely starting to scrounge for food. So I was thinking about that last night before I came out here. I was like, oh man, here I am. Spring is right around the corner. I'm out here boiling some summer sausage, probably driving these bears nuts. All in all, this is about a 10-mile hike. 5 miles down, 5 miles back up. Short and sweet. What I have coming up later tonight is not short and sweet. Every Friday night, I usually get together with my buddies, my brother, I love you, Ira, and we walk back roads. And that just gives us a good excuse to get out of the house, get some exercise, get to hang out, and talk about married life and kids and everything else that's going on with us. And so for the last couple of months, weeks, I don't know what it's been, 4 or 5 times, we've been doing about 12 to 15 mile treks each time. Tonight we're doing 24, I think it's 24 miles. That's a pretty good one. Luckily, walking doesn't seem to bother my legs too bad, so that's good. Alright, my friends. I'm gonna sit here, finish this up. And, I'll turn the camera back on whenever I'm cleaning up camp. And I'll show you guys how to wash this stuff and get some of this black soot off of it. Alright, amigos. We are ready basically to clean up now. Basically, I'm just going to take sand and use that to clean my gear. Take that sand and you just basically just rub over it, and that's going to get all that soot and stuff like that off of your cup or your pot or whatever it is that you're going to use. Okay. Okay, check that out, guys. A little bit of sand in the joints here, but nothing I'm going to worry about. It's blackened from being on the fire, of course, but it's also clean. So, there you go. That's how you do it. I'm going to let this dry. We'll put it in our sack and get out of here. We are basically getting ready to pack up and get out of here. Taking care of our gear, getting it dried off as good as possible. I think for the most part, for my water needs, I'm going to be just fine. But I do have the drops just in case. If I need to sterilize and hydrate on the way up the mountain, I can. Alright, well, our lunch is complete. The first half of our trip is done. Our fire is 100% out. And basically, we're ready to get out of here. Better do it once over. Make sure that nothing was forgotten. All right. It is time to get out of here. Whew. You really have to be careful with a fire when you're out in the bush like this, all these dead leaves, trees, whew, you can have a serious problem on your hands in no time if you're not careful. So, I'm gonna start hiking. I'll turn the camera on later. And what a beautiful day. Time to go home. All right, we're hiking up here, going straight uphill basically. Like I said, this is not an easy trek, and just to show you like how steep of an elevation gain this is, take a look. Let's see here. Okay, it don't look so bad, right? But look up there. That's where our path is. That is a substantial gain from this. So, as you can see, this is definitely an uphill adventure. But what an amazing day to get out, to be alive. This is what living's all about, guys. We're getting pretty close to being back at the truck now. We got about a mile to go, something like that, not too bad. I just stopped, got some water, and I noticed that something was crawling in my shirt. So I squeezed it like so, and then rolled my shirt up, and it was a freaking tick. A tick in March, in the mountains, about 3,000 feet. That's interesting. That's a first. You know, that's one of the big problems with our winters now, and them not getting as cold, is that the cold doesn't kill half as many bugs. So, come summertime, especially, you're looking at a huge bug problem. Lots of spiders, lots of ants, lots of ticks, more mosquitoes, blah, blah, blah. It's not good. Especially when you hate spiders like I do. Let me tell you. When I was younger, my family and I, we moved around quite a bit. And we lived in a little town called LaBelle, Florida for a long time. And our parents bought this old house that was infested with wolf spiders. If you've ever seen a wolf spider, they could be about the size of the palm of your hand there. They carry their babies on their backs, and they're aggressive as hell. They'll basically lunge at you. And so the house that we bought was infested with those things. I remember seeing them scurrying across the ceilings and stuff like that. Let me tell you, my friends, I have a problem with spiders. Big time. Other bugs, I don't care. Spiders, I do. Usually in the summertime when I go camping, that's why I like to at least make sure that I'm in some sort of netted bivvy or something like that. I mean, because I just can't stand them. They weird me out. Now, you could give me a snake or any sort of animal, whatever, no big deal. But I do not like spiders. All right. We are pretty much done. Instead of walking straight back to the truck, thought I'd show you guys just how gorgeous this place is. I love these rolling farmlands. Isn't that awesome? So beautiful. I love the old fence. Pretty neat. We are parked over here. Okay. All right. Guys, we have done it. That was a nice, good old-fashioned day hike through the bush. Of course, there was a trail, more like a road. Yeah, we'll go ahead and say that's bushcrafting, though. It was a good time nonetheless, right? Yeah, that's 1,100 feet in elevation. So that's pretty dang good. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. We had a good time doing a little bit of bushcrafting, even though we were on kind of a trail. What a fantastic day, and what a great way to kind of bounce back into doing what I love the most, especially after being injured and really just feeling awful, hurting actually, for about a month. So it's good to be feeling good, isn't it? So you guys take care, enjoy. I'm gonna drive home and get some coffee, and you guys should get some coffee too, because it's the best. Thank you guys, take care.